There are two types of URL endpoints. One is the web application endpoints, from where you can directly access the websites using web browsers. Okay. And another one is the API endpoints. Okay. So API endpoints returns the data to integrate for the front end. All right. So if you look at this web application endpoints here, it starts from domain name and / students. Okay. So by looking at this URL, you already know that you can simply copy this URL and run it on the browser, and you expect to see some student list or some web page, which is called web application endpoints. Okay. So which can directly be accessed using the web browsers. Now, there is one more thing called API endpoints. So these API endpoints, you cannot directly access it from the address bar. Even if you try to access it from the address bar, you're not going to receive any data, because there will be a token you'll have to pass with that request, right? So that's what we call API endpoints. It returns the data to integrate into the front end. Okay. So you know how it looks. If you look at this, this is same for every URLs, because this is just a domain name. Now the APIs usually start from API / v1 or v2 or v3 or anything like that, because v is the version and 1 is the version number. Okay, you can also add v 1.0 or v 1.1, 2.1 or something like that. Okay, but the point here is we usually specify version numbers in this URL endpoint. Okay, by looking at this API / you know that this is a API endpoint, okay, or REST API endpoint, and it needs to be accessed programmatically. Okay, you can either access it from the code, or you can access it from Postman or any API clients. All right, so this is the example between the web application endpoint and the API endpoint, and we will see both of these in action. Okay, so I'll show you this one as well as this one, both of the things, and I'll show you how both of these endpoints work. Okay, so first of all, let's try to create this URL. Okay, so let's go to our website or the code. Let's say for our example, we are going to take the student example, right? Let's create an app, Python manage.py, start app, and name your app as students. Okay, so the students app is created, and the moment you create the app, the first thing you need to go to settings.py and register it here, students. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to actually create this endpoint. Okay, so this is a plain Django, or I can say the core Django. There is nothing DRF in it. Okay, so the DRF will come into picture while we are creating this one. All right, because this is an API. Okay, so let's first start with this one. We want to create one student's URL pattern, right? So it is very simple. Let's first go to our URL pattern, which is in the Django REST main, and I'll say path students. Okay, any URL that comes with the students, I want to forward it to students dot URLs. Simply import this include from Django.urls. So what will happen when we hit / students, we are redirecting that request to student URL. Okay, so inside the students app, we don't have any URLs. Let's go ahead and create one file called urls.py. Okay, so here what I'll do is I'll import this one, Django.urls import path. Next, I need to say URL patterns. Close this list. I'll say path empty string comma views dot students. Okay, views dot students. This view will be a function that we are going to create in a moment. First, import views. from dot import views. Okay, I'm not explaining a lot of things here because this is just a core Django. As I said, you need to know Django before you start learning DRF. Okay, all right. So next thing is to create a Django view. We'll call it define students and a request. For now, let's return HTTP response. HTTP response, which actually comes from Django.http import HTTP response. Perfect, yeah. So we want to pass something here. Let's say h2. Let's open and close h2. Let's start with the hello world. Okay, so let's simply say python manage.py run server. One second, Django REST Framework. So, okay, so what I did here, I did not put a comma here. Okay, so very simple mistake. Now what I have done here, let me take you to the urls.py first. Okay, so I have created one URL which starts from students. Okay, and it is redirecting to our students URLs. Okay, so here we don't have anything because we don't want anything after students, right? So this will be an empty string, and the corresponding view for this endpoint will be students view. So this is returning hello world. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to this students. Okay, so this is what I'm sorry, students. Okay, so this is what we wanted to create, right? So what happens if I want to print some data here? Okay, so I'll say students is equal to, I'll open a list, and here I'll say one simple student data, maybe id or roll number or something, id comma 1, id colon 1, and it will be a name, and let's say John Doe, and the age will be 25. Okay, so this is a very simple student data. Let's pass this student data to this HTTP response, right? Let's refresh it, and here you can see. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see it clearly. You see this data is being printed on this endpoint, right? So this is a web application endpoint. This can be accessed from the web browser, but the API endpoints are something similar, but we don't want to access those API endpoints using the browser. Okay, so it will return the data to integrate into the front end. That means we need to access it programmatically. Okay, this was a very simple example. It is nothing new to you because you already know Django, right? But in the next video, we'll be creating an API endpoint. Okay, thank you.